present level of food security? There are more than 800,000 people across Canada that make use of food banks on a regular basis, and that number is growing. There is no question that our charitable food delivery infrastructure in Canada is insufficient. During the drought over the summer, the number of families accessing food banks in urban areas increased. There is an opportunity to galvanize student action when we take stock of how the mounting price of food affects the most vulnerable.
I think the most sort of basic reason that I care about hunger is because I believe that no individual should ever have to feel guilty, shameful, shunned, stigmatized against in any way for a societal problem.
Contrary to popular supposition that people on welfare are just sort of sitting around doing nothing, people on welfare are actually, or the people who get characterized that way, are actually running 2 or 3 part-time jobs, trying to take care of kids, trying to deal with completely inadequate functional supports like housing or transportation. So when you don't have adequate housing, you've got to spend more time fixing things up. When you don't have adequate transportation, you've got to spend more. I mean, it's all about time. And the money as well, of course. So the same thing is true of students. Now, I don't have to tell you that students are faced with time crunch. It's well known, and don't have much money. So the creative things that people are doing in the community are also starting to happen on campuses, and I think that's pretty exciting.
Who needs food in our community? It ends up that students are also among some of the most vulnerable, and more attention should be focused on food distribution on campus.
For a number of years I volunteered in St. Luke's Lunch Club. Some would call it a soup kitchen. The nonprofit charity had chosen a more positive name. And when I began there, I had a presumption that those who would be coming to be served, those who were hungry, would only be homeless and not more than that. And what I soon discovered, that illusion was shattered, where there were many people coming. There was women with their children, and what surprised me the most were the number of students coming to eat.
Part of the solution is education. If people learn what the Food Centre does, then it can start to be the mouthpiece for those who experience hunger in our own community. Students working with the Food Centre have the opportunity to participate in various organizations, both on campus and off, and more course practicum work is being focused in this area. Actions such as these have meant that in October alone, the Emergency Food Hamper program on Carleton University campus was accessed by 187 individuals and families.
Yeah, so basically we just want to start a conversation next week, and then the following week, or possibly the next month, we're going to be doing another project to sort of use that as a springboard for. So basically what we want to do is we want to ask students, staff, faculty, everybody on the Carleton University campus why it is that they care about hunger. Because I think that that's sort of a problem that everybody at least knows of, understands at some basic level, but maybe doesn't know that it affects the person that they're sitting next to in class, or the professor that doesn't have enough classes to teach and everything, right? So everybody that I've talked to that is involved with food security issues has a different answer, for why it is that they care about hunger issues. And so we want to start this conversation, and basically what we'll do is just have people write down on a whiteboard why it is that they care about hunger, take a picture of them with it, get them to sign a release form, and then post it on our website, our Twitter feed, our Facebook, etc. And then we can start a conversation about hunger on our campus.
So when we think of the actions that have been taken on food security and hunger in the past, they've been focused on our distribution system, and they've involved community organizations like the Food Bank that have gotten food out to soup kitchens and many different places in Ottawa. But what can we do to expand that? Like, how can students get involved in a more significant way? Well, one of the ways is to think of the entire distribution system and economies so that we're focused more on sustainability.
So the International Student Support Office on campus is running International Student Week. And so today's topic is international food. One of the things that we see here at the Food Centre in terms of statistics is that we see a lot of international students coming in. Whether that be because of high tuition fees, which I think that's pretty much the issue. High tuition fees mean that people have to spend their money wisely, very sparingly, and oftentimes there's issues with rent, with visas. A lot of times international students can't get work, and so they come to the Food Center for a lot. So we want to make sure that all international students are aware that we are here as a service that they can access, and also we just really like making chili. Food security!